Hey guys, hey, I feel like I've been dancing around the real meat of what I really want to talk about on this channel. And that is how to get the girls. And I know you guys want to hear this shit. This is this is how most of the red pill guys kind of started their channels. And I've been kind of dancing around it. Basically, what I've been doing is trying to lay the foundation to get to this conversation, right? So you know what? I'm going to make this video. You guys can go back and watch my other videos, right? And kind of understand where I'm coming from, right? And my experience. So what I want to talk to you today about is how to get the girls. How do you find somebody that you really love? How do you attract women? How do you do that sort of thing, right? And I know there's a lot of questions out there on, and there's a lot of cookie cutter guys out there on YouTube and the internet trying to give you this one solution, this one liner that's going to get you the women. And you know what? If you're looking for that one liner, if you're looking for just a cookie cutter type of recipe to get you women, you might as well turn this channel off, because I'm not going to give you that. Basically, how to get the women, you got to start with you first. You got to start with the fundamentals. And what I mean by that is you have to become the person that you want to attract. You have to become the person that you want to become, right? Whether, if it's a gamer that just likes to play video games and do that sort of thing, and you just want to meet a girl that loves to do that too, that's fine. If you're a nerd, going to school and you wear high water pants and you just want to find a woman that's kind of a nerd too, and you want to have that connection with the woman, that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with any of that, okay? But you have to figure that out. And I'm going to use me as an example, okay? I had to figure out who I was. Unfortunately, I didn't really figure out who I was. I mean, I always kind of knew who I was, but I was always being told, I had all these fucking people in my ear telling me, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do this. Don't, and all this shit, right? And stupid me, I was listening to them, because I thought they knew more than me. I thought they could teach me something. And, like I told you guys, I didn't have a dad that sat me down and taught me the way of life. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, my dad was very blue-pilled. He was a beta male and just kind of sleptwalked through life and let my mom pretty much do everything, So I didn't really have a good foundation, so it wasn't until like 38 that, I broke up. I think it was 38, 39 or something. I started listening to this guy, Corey Wayne, and I started figuring shit out. Well, listening to his stuff, he has a really nice balance. I really like it. I mean, he goes, he's blue-pilled in some ways and he's red-pilled in others, you know what I mean? So he's kind of purple, goes in between. I would say more red than blue, but, when I say blue, what I mean by that is, he basically still believes that you can find the one, right? The person that you're meant to be with. And I get where he's coming from. And, if you don't understand, listen to his shit, because, he makes a lot of sense. And I think, the red pill guys, I have nothing against them. I understand where they're coming from. I completely understand because of my experience. I completely understand where they're coming from. But you kind of want to believe that there is somebody out there that has that thing that you really want to be around and really love and want to be with, you know what I mean? And I believe that in that for years, man. I really did. I didn't want to give that up. I was really so stubborn, and I listened to some of the Red Pill stuff, and I understood where they were coming from, but I really gravitated towards Corey Wayne because he just had a nice balance, and he was closer to my beliefs and the way I grew up. You know what I mean? So that's what you kind of have to find, right? You have to find somebody who really resonates with you and figure it out, so to speak. When I found Corey Wayne, he put me into a really solid state of mind, right? And he gave me the confidence to believe in the direction that I really wanted to go. And it was always a red pill direction. I was always this guy who was on my purpose. I was always, studying, doing everything that I needed to do to get from point A to point B. And I never let women or friends or anybody deter me from that path. I was always really focused on my path, and that was becoming, an electrical engineer, becoming a program manager, becoming a director, becoming VP. I was always on that path, and I can talk about that kind of stuff in another video because I have a lot to say about that as well, because my whole mindset has really changed with regards to my professional path, and now that I'm getting older. So the thing is that, I was always on my path. I wanted to be that solid individual. And when I met Corey Wayne stuff, he gave me the confidence to be who I wanted to be and say, fuck everybody else. I thought a lot of these people that were around me, that I surrounded myself with, had shit figured out. And to be quite honest with you, they fucking don't, man. I had my shit figured out more than anybody. I was the smartest guy in my peer group, and what I mean by that, all my friends dropped off the face of the earth. They ended up getting married. They ended up divorced, and they ended up in a tough situation. I was the one who didn't. And they were all pissed off at me because I never went down that fucking path. When they say misery loves company, it fucking does, man. Because these guys were mad at me because I was always smiling. I was always dating, women. I was always dating like a hot woman. I always had a different woman around. For a while there, my house was like a revolving door and shit. You know what I mean? I was just having a good time, man, just enjoying life. But I was living the way I wanted to live. I wasn't listening I stopped listening to everybody. When I broke up with that woman at the age of 40, I had already started listening to Corey Wayne. And I was just like, at that point, man, from 40 to 42, I was like, fuck everybody. I didn't listen to nobody. I knew what I wanted. I knew exactly what I wanted. And Corey Wayne's really great about taking the information that you have in your head and putting it down on paper and making you see exactly what you want, right? What you want in a person, what you want out of life, all this shit, right? So I figured it out. And you know what, to be honest with you, at that point, women came easy. But I was happy. I was beating to my own drum. I was going out. I would go to work, come home, and I was focused on my path, right? But when I went out and, ate, or when I went to happy hour, or when I went to the grocery store, whatever the case may be, I was always happy-go-lucky, man. I was always this really smiley guy that just enjoyed life. And see, that's what you have to be, man. That's what you have to be. You have to be that guy that just goes out there, smiles, and gets the most out of life. I mean, one of my favorite things, right? One of my favorite things to do is I have a Jeep. I bought my Jeep a long time ago, in 2013, I think it was. And one of the best things in life is to drive my Jeep with the top down, with the top off, right? That makes me happier than shit, man. You know? So I basically did that. You know, I pop the top off, go drive around, and it made me happy. So I took that and I added it to other places in my life. And I started doing things that really made me happy. You know, my return on investment was super high, you know, and, you know, that was playing golf, that was hanging out with my friends, doing the things that I really wanted to do. You know, it was basically practicing essentialism. You know, I was doing the things that I really wanted to do, and that's all I would do. You know, I had my routine here at the house. You know, I just enjoyed the shit that I was doing. I was working out. I felt really good about my body. I was, you know, doing everything that I wanted to do. I would go hit golf balls, go play golf. I was getting my golf game was getting better. I got down during that time, man. I got down to a 5 handicap. And for those of you who know what that is, I was a single digit handicap. I was shooting in the 70s all the time, you know, and I was enjoying my game. So little things like that, man. I mean, just going outside, sitting outside, you know, maybe just sipping on some whiskey. I mean, those were the best times of my life. See, and that's the point you need to get to, guys. You need to figure out, okay, what kind of person do I want to be? Where do I get the most ROI? And put all your efforts into that. And forget about everybody else. So what? I still had these people chirping in my ears, but I was just like, I tuned them out. Now I got rid of all those fuckers, man. I got rid of all of those assholes that were telling me to live my life by their narrative. See? That's the thing. You can't do that. You live by your narrative. Do what you want to do. And you know what? When you find that happiness, because I got to a point at the age between 40 and 42 where life was bliss, man. You know what I mean? I had my home. I had everything that I needed. I didn't need anything else. And I was just, life was just good. And people would say, hey, Rich, how you doing, man? Be like, life is good, man. Life is fucking good. And see, that's the point that you guys got to get to. You got to get to that point in your life. Forget women. Forget everything else. Forget everything else in your life. You have to make your life good. If you wake up in the morning every single day and look in the mirror and you're happy with your life, that is the start of getting women. That is it. That is it. You become the person that you want to become, women will show up. They'll just, and if you listen to Corey Wayne stuff, right? People will manifest. People, you know, I believe, I'm a true believer of this, right? That every person that you run across you were meant to run across, right? And you can learn something, or they can learn something from you. So you have to be open to that. And I was totally open to that. You know, during that time, during those 2 years, right? I mean, my work was fantastic. My personal life was fantastic. I was dating, having a great time, enjoying life. I mean, it was wonderful. Going out and washing the car was a phenomenal experience for me, right? Going to the grocery store was a phenomenal experience to me. I could go and watch a movie by myself. I could do whatever I needed to, right? I was also guys, you know, I'm not gonna preach religion a lot, right? But in my experience, I was going to church every single Sunday, and I felt like my life was full, right? Even though I didn't have anybody in my life at that particular time, my life was full because I could go out and go play golf. I could go to church. I could go to the grocery store. I could do anything that I wanted to do. And it was always a good time. Going to the fucking grocery store I used to have a blast, man. Because I'd joke around with people. I'd have fun. I'd make them smile. And that was my goal. Was when I went out, when I went and did something, it was to make somebody smile. Not because I wanted to get a phone number. I didn't give a shit about any of that. It was about having fun. And you gotta figure that out for yourself, guys. Where do you get your pleasure? You know, if you're not happy in your job, get the fuck out. Go find something else to do. You know, it's easy for me to say, yeah, you know, but I studied my balls off to get where I am. And you know what? I'm really happy where I am. You know, could I get a promotion? Could I go find another job making more money? Probably. But a man only needs so much money. You know, I have no more ambition. I'm tapped out, bro. You know what I mean? I'm actually, you know, I joke with people and I said, you know, from a director position, I'm on my way back down to an individual contributor. I make enough money. I'm happy. I have a great retirement happening. I'm on track. So what else do you need? You know? And what I've been getting into lately, man, is number one, essentialism. You know, if you guys get a chance, read that book, Essentialism, by Greg McKeown, I think his name is. Read, you know, any book by Aaron Cleary. Great. You know, he gives you a different mindset. You know, I don't agree with everything that he talks about, but he gives you a different mindset. And he's funny. He's a funny dude, man. Really smart guy. So, you know, he resonates with me a lot. You know, get your hands on reading anything you can, watch YouTube videos. Try to make yourself better every single day, guys. That's what I can tell you, right? You know, if you're not in shape, get in fucking shape, man. Get to the gym. It's okay, man, for many of you it's shitty. It's my therapy, man. If I don't go to the gym, oh man, I'm a grump. You know, I really am. I need to fucking work out, man. You know, so get yourself in shape. You know, if you're bald, shave that shit off. If you have hair and you're going gray, color it. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things. But make yourself the best person that you can be. You know, if you're short, you can't make yourself taller, but get jacked. You know, work out. Hire a physique coach, man. That's what I did. And I am in the best shape of my fucking life, man. You know, he's changed my life, guys. You know, do I consider myself a 10? No, I'm not a 10, but I'm sure as hell a fucking 9. You know, I'm up there, you know, and I have a lot to offer. The only problem that I'm faced with right now is that I don't really want to date. I went out and dated a couple women and I had some kind of bad experiences. You know, it wasn't worth, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, you know, for me. So, you know, I enjoy hanging out with my dog, Einstein, more than hanging around people most of the time. because they don't add any value to my life, man. You know, I met this dude on Saturday, dating one of my really close friends. She's like a sister to me. You know, she's dating this dude. That dude was pretty interesting, man. I gotta admit, man. He was, he grew up the way I did. You know, Mexican dude, grew up very similar to the way I did. Didn't go to school, went and worked for the mines, but he boxes, man. He boxes. He's working out, taking care of his body. I mean, this guy is 6'4", 250 pounds. You know what I mean? And he stays in really great shape. I talked with him and I had a conversation with him, and for that conversation, he added value. And see, that's what you guys have to do, right? Put your effort into everything that gives you value. If you go out on a date and she's not adding value, if you didn't have a fantastic fucking time, did it really add value to your life? Those are the kind of decisions that you have to make, man. I've been on this diet for 22 months already, right? And it's a shred diet. I mean, I'm getting shredded. I mean, I'm getting my six pack. I'm really losing a lot of this shit, And at 49, man, trust me, it's hard. So if you can lose it earlier in life, I would suggest do that, right? But I've been eating really well. I mean, I eat, I eat vegetables. I eat, lean meats, that sort of thing. And it's not sexy, right? But you know what? I feel fucking fantastic, man. I feel fantastic. The other day I went out and ate sushi, and I went on a binge, kind of, man. I was just like, I drank, my whiskey, and, I did my thing. Dude, I felt like shit for like a week. It was not worth it. It was not worth it, man. I'm craving pizza right now. It's not worth it. I'd rather make my pizza with maybe some cauliflower crust, or, I get more satisfaction out of that, man. So that's what I think about now. When I go to eat something that does not add value to my life, I think about that, and I'm like, now you know what? I'm going to eat this that's going to add value to my life. That's going to make me feel better instead of feeling like shit. It's getting that really quick pleasure. It's satisfying those endorphins, right? And it's just it's an immediate fix. It's not. You got to think more of a long-term fix, right? That's why I told you guys at the beginning of this video, you're not going to get a quick fix from me. You're not. This journey has taken me, it took me 2 years to get to that journey from, 38, 39 years old till about 42. And now I'm back on that journey because I kind of lost it, man. When I got with my ex-fiance, I was done, man. I wanted to be with her, and I fell into that trap, and I couldn't see the forest through the trees, but then after her, that's when I really dove into the red pill, and now I see the code in the matrix, I see the full code in the matrix. I saw a little bit of code, didn't pay attention to it, you know what I mean? And I always paid attention to red flags as I went along, paid attention to my intuition. When I was with her, I didn't fully pay attention to my intuition. I thought she was going to be different. And she was for the most part, but ultimately, man, when somebody shows you who they are, you have to believe them, But I'm getting back on that horse, and I'm doing only the things that make me happy. What's been a challenge for me is changing my entire mindset, right? Getting out of my mindset that I've had for so many years, you know, and it's been a kind of a shock to my system, you know, this reality kick that I've been given, you know, reality kick in the ass, you know, finding the red pill and all that sort of thing. And it's been it's been more beneficial than it has been a challenge. But there are little bits and pieces that I'm still trying to get rid of, you know what I mean? That I feel like I'm stuck in an infinite loop kind of thing, right? On this one specific thing, right? And it, you know, it's a little bit of one-itis. You know, when I met my ex-fiancée, she was a fantastic woman. And she had a lot of characteristics. And what the problem is that now I got to face reality, and, you know, there's nobody out there that exists like that. There really isn't. You know, there's a movie out there. It's called Dream Lover, and I don't remember who comes out in it, but it's an '80s movie, and it's really good because it's about this woman who basically becomes the person that this guy wanted, right? And she became everything, but then things, you know, years later, like, I don't know, maybe it was a decade, things start coming out and she starts, you know, using this guy. And you got to be really aware of that, guys. You know, women nowadays, you know, I won't say anything bad about women, right? But in my experience, okay, and I'm using my experience, and it's a lot of experience, women are hypergamous, right, and solipsistic, and they've always been like that. I just never really wanted to pay attention to it. So they cannot see past their own nose. They're, how do I explain this? They really don't care about you anymore. You know, they don't. Men love in a different way than women love, right? Men are extremely loyal, you know, for the most part. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm speaking from experience, so I'll talk from my experience and me, right? I'll talk about me. I'm extremely loyal when I get with somebody. I don't, especially when I was with my ex-fiancée, I mean, I was extremely loyal. When I was with all my girlfriends, I mean, when I was young, in my 20s, late teens, early 20s, and all the way through my 20s, I cheated. I did stupid stuff, but that's what you do when you're in your fucking 20s. It doesn't matter, But now I see the value in being with somebody, and I won't do that. I won't do that because I don't want it done to me, right? And because I'm loyal, it's always been done to me, and what I've learned, even with my ex-fiancée, is that nobody's going to be loyal to you, man. Not even friends anymore. You're going to maybe have one or two good, solid friends that you're going to have the rest of your life. And I do. One of them passed away. The other one lives 120 miles away from me. And, they're my friends. And now the new people that come into my life, I don't really trust them. I don't trust women. I don't trust anybody, So I never put all my eggs in one basket. I'm not trying to be negative Nelly here, right? But I mean, honestly, man, you have to move through life with caution, Dating and having friendship is more risk mitigation than I would say, just dive in. Don't dive in. Hire slow, fire fast. That's all I can tell you guys, right? it's really important that you pay attention to things that are around you. Don't get caught up in the hype. You know, a lot of you guys out there, and I fell for it at some point in my life. You know, you're gonna meet a beautiful woman, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, how did I get this woman, and this and that. Well, first of all, you got her because you're the man. You have to really truly believe that. Okay. Number two, you got to believe in yourself and believe that you can get a woman like that. And if you believe that, then abundance is going to just be there, right? It's going to be part of your existence. That's the way you're going to think. Like right now, do I think I'm a 10? No, but I'm definitely a 9, right? I still have some way to go to get rid of this shit, this last piece of fucking fat, which is most difficult. But I have a lot of shit going on. I have a great job. I have a beautiful home that I built. I have my boy, my son, my dog. He's beautiful and I love him. I'm getting in shape. I have everything's paid for. You know what I mean? I have my shit going on, right? So because of that, I would consider myself a 9. The reason why I'm not a 10 is because I'm not shredded. I'm not where I want to be, and that's the thing, man. Every time I get to a point, I want to get that much better. And I've always been that type of person. If I play golf, I want to be the best goddamn golfer in my group or, that steps out on the fucking golf course. If I'm lifting weights, I want to be in the best shape. When I was younger, I wanted to lift the most weight. I wanted to lift more than anybody. But nobody cares what you lift, man. They don't care how much you lift. They care what you look like. That's all that matters. So that's what you got to pay attention to, man. You got to put your efforts into the things that matter to you. Because if they matter to you, then they're going to matter to somebody else. And that's what I learned with my ex, right? When I got into my mindset and I was beating to my own drum, so to speak, you know what? She loved that about me. She goes, you know what? And she would tell me, she goes, you're different from any man I've ever dated. Every man is a simp. They do what I want them to do, and it bores me. And guys, that's what women want, man. Women want a guy who beats to their own drum. You don't have to be the most handsome, but you have to own it. You have to own who you are and be comfortable in your own skin and not give a shit what people think. And just do your thing. And women are going to be abundant. They're just going to come into your life and you're going to be like, what the fuck? Trust me on this, guys. It's not a line. It's not, oh my God, you fell from heaven. You're so beautiful. All this bullshit. No. Half the time, a woman is going to think that you're blowing smoke up their ass. If it comes from here, if it comes from the heart, if you go walk in to, Starbucks and you see this woman that's helping you and you say, you know what? You have a fantastic fucking smile. I just wanted to tell you that. Dude, the next time you go in and you talk to her, she's going to be more attentive. She's going to look at you in a different way. And she's going to look at you different from any other guy because the simp or the guy that, thought she was beautiful is going to be like, oh, can I have your number? Can it, right away? No, just make her fucking smile, man. That's it. And then walk away and say something like, hey, I just wanted to make you smile. You have a beautiful smile. I'll talk to you later. I hope I see you later. And that's it. Especially if it's someplace that you frequent, And, quite frankly, man, nowadays in this world today, women, this Me Too thing and this and that, women will kind of look at you kind of weird when you say something like that. And that's even more reason not to go in for the kill or the number or whatever, right? You just make her smile and just walk away, because there's no negative to that. You just made her smile. That's it. And I guarantee you, if she has a boyfriend or something, she has a prior obligation or something like that, she's not going to give you the time of day next time you go in, right? But if she does, she's going to spark up a conversation. Women will always put themselves in your orbit if they're interested. So bottom line, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. It's already 35 minutes. Become the person that you want to become. Own it and go out into the world and put that vibe out there, man. Put that positive vibe. Become a really positive person. Become somebody that people want to be around and want to gravitate towards. You know what I mean? When I was at my height, I was just doing my thing, just having a good time. Everywhere I went, man, I told you, I'd go to the grocery store, I'd go to, church, I'd go wherever, and I was always having a good time. I was always smiling. Life was great. And I could say that every fucking morning, right? I looked in the mirror and I'd be like, life is good, man. That's the point that you need to get to. And that's the thing, that's the vibe that you put out there into the world, and you're going to get back from the world, right? You're going to find that everything is better. Everything tastes like the sweetest piece of fruit that you've ever tasted. I'm telling you, man. And if you put that vibe out there, you're going to get it back. Beautiful women will be like, there's something with that guy, And I guarantee you, man, you're going to get it back. But you got to work out. You got to become somebody, right, that is going to give you confidence. I don't give a shit if you work at Starbucks and it gives you confidence, do it. I don't care what you do. You don't need money. You don't need all this other shit. I knew guys that had game that didn't have fucking money back in the day. But they were in shape. They took good care of themselves. They worked hard, but they had that confidence about them, that vibe that they put out into the world, man. That's what you got to put out. And that's what a lot of these guys are on the internet are not talking about. It's about a vibe. It's about a vibe of confidence, because you feel great about yourself and you feel great about your place in the world. And that's the kind of vibe that you want to put out there, because you're going to get friends. People are going to surround themselves with you. They're just going to want to be around you, And then you can pick and choose what you want. And then you're going to have that feeling of abundance. And then you meet a beautiful woman, and it's going to be like, okay, cool. But then tomorrow there's a new bus every 15 minutes. Tomorrow there's going to be another beautiful woman, and then another beautiful woman. And you can start picking out things that you like about those individuals, But always be honest with the woman. If you're dating multiple women, always be honest. Hey, I'm dating other people, but I love being with you. I love hanging out with you, but I'm just not ready to settle down. Stuff like that, guys. I mean, I told you, this is not going to be sexy, and it's probably not something that you're going to want to hear, but it's necessary. It's a necessary evil that you got to face, and you got to look in the mirror and you got to say, okay, am I really the person that I want to be? If not, then you need to find that person, and you need to figure out how to get there. And don't pay attention to the people that are putting shit in your head. Don't pay attention to women. Go monk mode for a while. learn about yourself, figure it out, and become the person that you want to attract. Become the person that you're going to put that vibe out there. And you're going to have abundance, man, in so many different ways. All right? So I hope this helped you guys. Like I said, it's not sexy, but it's definite. And I speak from experience, man. So if you want to hit me up, if you want to email me, get my help one-on-one, hit me up. The description below tells you how to get in touch with me. Love to talk to you guys, and go find yourself, guys. Go figure it out. All right? All right. Love you guys. Peace.